All of this is dandelion. Dandelion is very edible. Every part of it is edible. And today I'm really working on the roots and the leaves. The leaves are for the bunny rabbits and the roots are for me. Let's get some. You gotta bear with me because I'm doing this one-handed because I'm holding a camera. But I'm using a daisy grubber here. Get in there just next to it, get down underneath, and you can pop it, and then you can retry it in, and that wasn't very good. We can do better. Right, this one. We get in, get right down underneath, give it a little pump, yeah, okay, and then you want to get down and sort of reach around that taproot, and sometimes like this one grows sideways, and then there we go. That tuber, yeah, that's delicious, very edible, and them leaves, well, the bunnies love it. Get to make a wish too. Yeah, if that worked, Sabrina Carpenter's going to come over my house and change the cat's litter box. We'll see. Those are actually the seed heads. So by making a wish, come on Sabrina, you're helping to spread the seed and produce more dandelion for the future. Come on, you don't even have to change all the litter boxes, just the one, that's fine. So that big taproot there, it's one of the characteristic features of this species, Asteraceae, and this particular plant is Taraxacum officinale, if you're playing along at home, so if I can focus that better. But that's what we're really going for. And you know, like humans, they can sometimes seem really bright on top and you get very little down below, but every now and then you get one. Doesn't seem all that remarkable on top, but down below, whoa baby, yeah. Sometimes people wonder if I'm going to damage the environment or the ecosystem by foraging, to which I say probably not. In saying that though, I never forage more than I need. So I've got one of these Aldi freezer bags, which are the best foraging bag, by the way, because the same reason why you take it to Aldi to put vegetables in, the same reason why it works for foraging, it just keeps things fresher for longer. This will do my bunnies for about a day or two. I could take more, but then it would just go rotten. And the bunnies are less likely to eat it. They want to eat fresh greens. They like it fresh, as we all do. And they do know the difference. And so when it is fresh, they will prefer the greens. When it is not fresh, they will prefer pellets. So taking that sort of stuff into account. So I've filled up my bag with dandelion, with some leaves for them, flowers for them, and roots for me. And I have another bag for another species that I'm going to go find. I know where there's a patch. Let's just hope the council haven't mowed it. And here we have Trifolium pretens, aka red clover. Let's see if we can focus that. There we are. There's the seed head, the flower head, which will turn to seed soon enough. And then just expand that out, and there there's our leaves. And you'll see it grows in these clumps rather than just over a big wide patch like white clover does. You'll see clump, 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 clump. And for all intents and purposes, it's basically the same thing. We don't really need to worry about differences. Some farmers might have different requirements for their cattle feed or what's particularly going on our land. For our purposes, it means nothing. Essentially, we treat it exactly the same. So let's just get picking. This is Trifolium repens, aka white clover. It's just too small at the moment, not ready yet. If I give it another week, it'll be ready for harvesting, and I'll come back here and pick all of it, or as much of it as I can carry, really. There we go. 2 bags, probably 3 days worth of rabbit food, given how many rabbits I currently have. All for the cost of going for a walk on a nice day. It's a great way to keep fit, actually. So I take my backpack, take some water, my bags, and I walk. I think it's about 2k from home to my little patches, and I've got a few patches all around the area that I keep a sort of mental map of, and I, you know, don't go to the one place over and over again. I let things regrow. You've also got a time with, like, mowing schedules done by the council. People ask, what about the sprays and pesticides that they use? Well, my local council doesn't use a lot of pesticides, except in very certain places. There's a golf course that they use pesticide on because golf turf is very, very manicured and maintained. There is, some, for the most part, they just don't do it. But you can call your local council. There's actually laws around record keeping for pesticide use that private companies don't tend to give a shit about. They'll just spread glyphosate wherever they want, but they're working on private gardens for the most part. The local council, they are supposed to keep records. And if you want to be like me, that persnickety ratepayer in the area who calls the council and says, I'd like to know about your records, they have to show them to you. And if they don't, they can be in trouble. So it's kind of in their interest to maintain those records. And if they don't, then you can be that persnickety guy who says, well, you're supposed to keep your records, start keeping them, I want to know. And I'm out here, it's a Saturday morning, I'm basically alone and just going for a nice walk. I've never been bothered by anybody foraging. Some people worry, what about some old Karen going to come out of her house and chase you off with a broom for picking leaves? It's never happened. In fact, several times I've been picking, foraging wherever, and people have said, "Oh, what you doing?" I say, "Oh, I'm foraging for my rabbits," and they go, "Oh, that's great. Hey, do you want to come and weed my garden?" And I say, "Oh, I don't want to weed your entire garden, but I'll take the things I like." And people have been fine with me coming into their front yard and picking dandelion out of their yard, which is something you do have to be careful of. There are some places where you can't forage. For example, national parks, they get quite upset if you take anything out of the national park. There'll often be signs up that say you cannot remove flora and fauna from here. People's houses, the nature strip out front is fair game, legally speaking, but their front yard is their front yard. Don't go onto somebody's property if you don't have their permission. That's just, pretty simple stuff. As for foraging too much, it would take a lot more than just me. I've seen one guy in 2 years. I've seen one other guy foraging. I don't know if he was foraging for rabbits. He was picking, I can't remember what he was picking, but just one dude. So it's a great way to get some free eats for your rabbits, some free greens, and a little something for yourself. So those dandelion roots, I'm gonna wash them, cut them up, and put in my stir fry later. And it's a good way to just go and spend a day, spend a morning, going for a nice walk in the sun. What else are you going to do? Completely free food. And the rabbits, they do love it. They prefer greens as opposed to pellets. They will prefer the greens. They will eat the greens first before they eat the pellets. So yeah, get into it. Get into some foraging. It's really cool. Let's get home and feed the bunnies. There you go. No, you're just mad that I'm in your space, huh? She doesn't like me coming in here when there's babies. But she does like greens. Katusha. Here you go. There you go. Have some greens, lovey. You're not hungry. You haven't even finished your greens from this morning. Hey? Sweet potato leaves and grass. Huh? You're just sitting there pooping. Cool. There you go. There you go. Rabbit feed for the cost of a pleasant walk in the sun. How nice is that? And this is a good example of why greens are so good for the meat rabbit producer. This girl here, she is not hungry. She has eaten loads of pellets. She has free access to pellets, and she's given top up of her pellets every day. And when I came in with the greens, she was just sitting there, just relaxing. And I gave her greens, and she started eating. And this leads me to believe that pellets are boring, and you don't want to eat them. So while they might be a complete nutrition, and they're great to feed, rabbits who are fed a more diverse and interesting diet will eat more, and they will get up and keep on eating, just adding to more meat on their bones. So if meat is what you're going for, just add greens. Keep feeding the pellets if you want to. You don't have to, because if you do enough greens, you just don't have to. But pellets shouldn't be the only thing. Feed them some greens. I mean, geez, it's just boring to only eat one thing for the rest of your life. But this rabbit has healthier gut bacteria, is happier in general. Worms, pests, disease, less likely to occur, because we feed our rabbits a robust, varied diet with lots of different things. And if you're worried about feeding your rabbit the wrong thing, just understand your rabbit probably won't eat what they don't want to. You can give a rabbit greens, but you can't make it eat. But if you do give them greens, they'll likely eat, because they've evolved to eat a lot of different things, and they're very happy to eat when given the right foods and the right opportunity. So go ahead, go foraging, feed your rabbit some greens. What do you reckon? You're such a sweet thing. All right, I'll leave you to it.